Tonight, we're going to be reviewing the Western action horror flick Bone Tomahawk, starring Kurt Russell. And then we're going to be going over episode 3 of Ash vs. the Evil Dead, entitled Books from Beyond.
This is the Horror Word with Shane and Purd.
Welcome back. This is another episode of The Horror Word with Shane and Purd. Tonight, we checked out a movie that's been greatly recommended to us called Bone Tomahawk. This is it's been
Cool
made,
title, too.
Cool title, really cool title. The Bone Tomahawks themselves were pretty gnarly.
Fuck yeah.
But it was recommended because it was horror. A lot of people said this is, kind of one of those suspenseful horror movies, but I have to disagree with it being a horror movie. This is more like kind of like an old spaghetti western mixed with like Hills Have Eyes.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Totally.
That's a good way to put it. It's kind of like a road movie almost, like your Texas Chainsaw, where it's like, well, we're on the road, then we get intercepted by something. But it starts off with Kurt Russell. He's the sheriff of the town. A couple other fools. They end up encountering David Arquette and Sid Haig. Was so stoked to see Sid Haig in this movie. I love him in anything he does. But Sid Haig and David Arquette are some smugglers that are roaming through the town, doing no good. So they end up getting taken into the pokey. They find out later that the nurse that is treating David Arquette, as well as several others, have been kidnapped by a group of unknown raider-type cannibals that live off in the wilderness, and they form up a posse of about 4 dudes to go out and find them. It's got a good 2-hour and 15-minute runtime. It was a little slow for me. I have to say I didn't enjoy it.
Yeah, I kept looking over at him while he was watching it, going, "This is great, right?" And you're just like,
I was extremely bored. There's a lot of scenes. There's some cool. They're really grotesque scenes, like towards the end when they start to actually encounter the villains that have done the kidnapping, and they start to try to make their rescue efforts. But I was bored.
Gruesome stuff.
That was pretty violent, but I mean that's in like maybe the last like 20 or 30 minutes of a 2-hour and 15-minute movie.
Yeah, there is a lot of building up to it. A lot of
hanging out,
traveling. I mean, it was basically just like a character study on those people.
Mm-hmm.
Like that racist bigot. Fucking Matthew Fox plays just a
really racist
psycho
dick.
Asshole.
Wears some weird Colonel Sanders looking ass suit, and like he just pops a couple Mexican dudes for no reason, and is just like, well, fuck it, So he claims later to have killed over 100+ Indians and everything, and it's like, yeah, cool, man, maybe you should get killed. So maybe that's okay.
Yeah.
But as the plot starts to develop, they realize that there's this tribe of these bizarre kind of cave-dwelling cannibals that do wield horse-jaw tomahawks that are pretty dope. They get pretty proficient with these things, and they start chopping limbs off, hacking heads off, things like that. But, I mean, it didn't do it for me. I'm sorry. I liked the ending. I was in it in the ending, but I thought the rest of the movie was a really slow burn.
I'm kind of surprised that you didn't enjoy the slow parts more, because I know you appreciate slowness.
I do.
In movies.
I like
because you're a big Lynch fan.
Big Lynch fan.
A lot of his stuff is super drawn out, slow, atmospheric conversations where nothing's really going on. There's just like this cool tension.
A lot of build things like that.
Yeah, and I like that kind of stuff.
See, this one, it wasn't. I don't know if it was a build as much as it just because there was sequences in it where we were both saying, "Oh crap, something's gonna happen! Oh crap, something's gonna happen!" and then it just moved on to the next scene. There's points where characters are venturing off, and it creates a tension, but then there's no payoff for the tension. You know what I mean? Like when that fool, after they shot the 2 Mexicans, that fool went over to check him out, and I'm thinking some dude's gonna sit up and blast him, or there's gonna be more people hidden or something like that. But now he was like, "Oh yeah, we done killed them. Y'all want to break out? Yeah, let's go." So that was the end of that one. Yeah. But I will say the movie was fantastically shot, though. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous movie. Oh my god, it was so well shot. The gore in it was well done too. It was very well done. Mm-hmm. There's a point where they cut Kurt Russell and stuff in a burning flask. That was pretty gruesome. That was pretty gnarly. There is a freaking amazing bifurcation down the middle at one point. I'm not even going to get into detail about it because I'll just let you wait and see. It was pretty great. You know, like at Thanksgiving time when you do the wishbone. There you go. It's pretty fantastic.
Kurt Russell Wishbone hashtag?
Kurt Russell Wishbone. We could do
Wishbone Russell?
Wishbone Russell. That's like Wishbone Ranch, except like, doesn't really go great on chicken wings. Your overall rating?
Oh, I really liked it. It seemed just fresh to me. It didn't seem like something I've seen a million times over.
See, on the other hand, it felt like I was just seeing the same tropes done over and over again. Like just the same thing. And I have to disagree with people who say that it's a horror movie because maybe my definition of horror is different from what other people's definition of horror is, but like...
Oh, yeah, I mean, because it's graphic, it's violent.
It's violent, but I mean, violence doesn't necessarily dictate dirty, horror, though.
It's creepy.
Creepy, yeah, cannibals, I mean... The weird mandible whistle that they had, that was pretty cool.
That was really cool.
I don't know. I have different definitions of what classifies as horror. The black tape that we reviewed in our previous episode, that I've classified as being horror. That's something I view as being a definitive horror movie. This one, more action adventure, I guess. So, what was your number on your?
I'm gonna give it 4 out of 5. Yeah, I really like this movie.
It's a good number.
I really liked it. Also, you know what? No soundtrack.
Almost no sound.
Yeah.
Almost no music.
I like to say, that I take that into account when I give my rating on like a good soundtrack.
Yeah.
A good soundtrack can save a crappy movie.
Oh, that changes things. It's a new
But that movie had almost no soundtrack.
Very minimal. Even like sound effects in general. It's a lot of like bone crunching and like gunshots and things like that, but not even really like any ambient music like throughout most of it. So a lot. That's I think where I fell short is because a lot of scenes just seemed like they were going to be dramatic, but it was just like, oh hey, my foot hurts.
It's not like a thrill ride at all.
No.
It's very, very slow and almost dull, but really cool. Really cool.
Sorry, Bone Tomahawk. I got to give you a bad rating.
Oh.
I'm gonna go 2.
Oh, you give it a 2?
I'm giving it a 2. I did not enjoy it.
That movie was fucking awesome. You're giving it a 2?
I can't go higher than a 2. I mean, I'm only giving it 2 because it was well shot and it was gruesome at parts.
2.5 is average. All right, hey, I'm not gonna argue with your rating.
No, it's I didn't want to be harsh. I wanted to like it. I went into it thinking positively. I watched the trailer, did a little research on it, but I was snoozing.
Performances were great too.
Performances were great, but I mean, if you took those actors and you put them in pretty much any role they play, they're gonna excel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know.
Richard Jenkins.
It's way good.
Richard Jenkins
awesome.
Steals the fucking show.
Right, and he lives too. No spoilers there, but he survives.
He spoiled it.
So, that's not a spoiler.
That's totally a spoiler.
No. There's characters that survive the movie, you know what I mean? So, like, that's not all of them.
Yeah. No.
Not all of them. Bifurcated.
Alright, so 2, 4.
2 and a 4. 2 and a 4. So, give us your opinions. Some people are going to greatly disagree with me on disliking it. That's fine. That's more than okay. You're welcome to disagree with me if you want. People often do. Right. Our second feature for the evening was the 3rd episode of the fantastic series Ash vs. the Evil Dead.
Best show on television.
I am just in love with this show, and I just can't say enough about it.
I can't get enough of it.
It's so good. I wish that it was longer, like a 30-minute runtime.
I'm sorry, but that episode was like 20 minutes.
It was quick, dude. It was so quick. It's like, okay, cool, the episode's starting. Credits? Credits are rolling right now.
Yeah.
So I think it had a really fast pace. Fast pace this week. It was rad.
It did.
So the episode starts off with, it picks up from the last episode. Lucy Lawless is hot on the trail of, super hot. Oh my god, she looks so good. right on the trail of Ash, which she's still, they really haven't established her character, but she pulls a demon out of the ground and F's him up, like, right off the bat, and it's fantastic. But, he's got a fork stuck in his eyeball, and she's just flicking it, and he's like, yes,
he's like, ow!
Sucks. Really? So the episode was called Beyond, Books from Beyond, which is the title, or the name of the store that they go to. They think that they have the brilliant plan of taking the book, the Necronomicon, to a guy who understands books from kind of beyond the grave, you know what I'm saying?
He can read in that dead ancient language.
In the Kandarian language.
Yeah.
So they take it to this gentleman and they think, okay, great idea. We'll summon kind of a wussbag demon, you know, that they exist. Wussbag demons are a real thing. Hashtag wussbag demons. There's a good one.
There you go. Wussbag.
Wussbag. And so they summon up a demon that they think is going to be kind of a Sally, and he just ends up being this, like, no-eyed, sketchy monster thing. That
super badass design.
It's so dope.
I loved it.
Looks like a Silent Hill movie, just, like, came to life.
Yeah.
But, so they...
And I gotta say, that was the stupidest idea.
That's a really dumb idea.
When they were coming up with that idea, it's like, no, don't do that.
No, don't do that. You're going to summon a demon?
Don't summon a demon. They're summoning the demon to ask it how to
get rid
close the portal from
other
hell.
Demons.
Like, why on earth would a demon ever tell you that?
Like, he's just stoked he's on Earth now. He's like, I got summoned, son.
Dumbest fucking idea. But so, Ash is proven to make bad decisions and have dumb ideas.
He does really make some bad decisions, but that's what keeps the show going.
Oh no, I agree.
If he didn't make bad decisions, like, we wouldn't really watch, you know.
Yeah.
He just makes wise decisions, just doesn't read from the book, and, like, you know, just moves on with life, and maybe gets a job at, like, Safeway or something like that, you know.
Yeah, and his dialogue in the show
it gets better and better.
Top notch.
And they made me want churros. At one point in the episode, he says, "Hey, let's go get some churros." So, like, after we're done filming this, I'm gonna get me some churros. All right.
Shit, I don't have churros.
That's a good dessert.
I got cookies.
Cookies?
I got donuts.
Donuts?
I got pie.
No, those are churros.
No.
Oh. Good cream-filled churros? They're good.
What?
You ever had a cream-filled churro?
No.
They're fantastic.
The fuck? What kind of cream?
Oh, you get different kinds. They've got, like, chocolate. They've got cinnamon. Depends on what place you go to. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them do just, like, a vanilla kind of cream.
I've only ever had regular churros.
There's a regular old churro.
Cinnamon and sugar over a fried donut.
Yep. Delicious.
In a weird tubular
shape.
Yeah.
So, thanks for making us want some churros, Ash. Dick. So this episode, we're still sticking with 5s.
Oh, absolutely.
I can't go any lower. I mean,
5.
They'd have to screw up. Yeah, 5. 5 for myself. Again, not born with enough fingers to give it 5 thumbs up.
The show is ridiculously fun to watch. Every episode I've been like this, just
this
is so fun.
It's such
a fun show.
Only getting better, and they show stuff. They show things that happened in the previous episode. You go, oh, I remember he chopped that chick's head off. That was so great.
Yes.
Like, it impales Mimi Rogers with his chainsaw hand.
Yeah, like I forgot about slamming the dude's face down on the fork.
They did the magic trick from Dark Knight.
Yeah.
With a fork.
Yeah, I'd forgotten about that.
These are really good for seeing forks, but not for much else. You know, it's black and blue or black and silver and crawls into walls.
Baby with forks in his eyes?
Yeah. No. What's black and blue and doesn't like the dark? Like kids in my trunk.
Ooh.
That's a good one. I like that one.
Yeah.
Hashtag kids in my trunk.
Yeah. That reminds me of another joke, which I probably shouldn't tell because I would alienate some of our audience.
Nah, we don't want to alienate the audience.
I'll tell you.
If you want to know the joke, write us and we'll tell you. So
yeah,
it's really bad. I don't even know what joke it is. It's probably just a really bad one though. But
great.
Yeah, just ask us and we'll gladly tell you the joke. We don't want to alienate everybody that watches the show. So that's going to wrap us up for this week. This has been another fantastic installment of The Horror Word with Shannon Purd.